Ladies and gentlemen, may I request you to please rise up for the academic procession of batch 2017 to 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, may I request you to please rise up for the academic procession of batch 2017 to 2022, followed by teachers, Principal Professor Architect J. Shankar J., Director Professor Architect K. Narayanan, Teen and Design Chair Professor Architect Jacob Chandi, Educational Society Mr. Prakash Thomas, Legal Advisor of Mangalam Group of Institution Dr. Architect Vaityanathan. All the fresh graduates shall proceed to their assigned seats, and I request the Chief Guest of Honor, and other dignitaries.
The celebration of the harvest of this crop. This is a much awaited event in every student's life, as it gives the return to the effort put in by the students throughout their academic endeavor.
Begin this auspicious occasion, I call forward Noel Jacob Toji and Joel Paul Joy of second semester to invoke the Almighty. I request all of you to kindly stand up for the prayer song.
There shall be showers of blessing. This is the promise of love. There shall be seasons refreshing, sent from the Savior above. Showers of blessing, showers of blessing we need. Mercy rolls round us a-falling, but for the showers we plead. There shall be showers of blessing, precious reviving again. Over the hills and the valleys, sound of abundance of rain. Showers of blessing, showers of blessing we need. Mercy rolls round us a-falling, but for the showers we plead. There shall be showers of blessing, send them upon us, O Lord. Grant to us snow that refreshing, come and now water the world. Showers of blessing, showers of blessing we need. Mercy rolls round us a-falling, but for the showers we plead.
Let us welcome the man who is the backbone of this institution, known among all of us for his wisdom and knowledge. He is a motivation for us through his simplicity, through his brilliance and expert advices. I am pleased to invite our Honorable Director, Professor Architect K. Narayanan, to welcome the gathering and to give us his valuable inputs. Please, sir.
Good morning, everyone. Dear Dr. Biju Varghese, Chairman, Mangalam Education Society, who is presiding over this function. Dear Chief Guest of the Day, Architect Matthew Joseph P., Chief Architect Matthew and Sarah Architects Kochi. Dear Guest of Honor of the Day, Architect P. Vaityanathan, former Architect Government of Puducherry and Executive Committee Member COA. Dr. Abraham Chetisheri, Director and Legal Advisor, Mangalam Education Society, Mrs. Toshma Biju, Chairperson, Mangalam Education Society, Mr. Prakash Matthew, COO, Mangalam Education Society, Professor Architect Jayashankar J, Principal Masap, Professor Architect Jacob Chandi, Design Chair, Professor Architect James, Architect Sheetal Ajay representing the young graduates, dear fresh graduates, the VIPs of the day, their beloved parents and relatives, principals and faculty members from sister institutions of Mangalam Education Institutions, my dear students, faculty members, former faculty members and staff of Masap, and other support staff of Mangalam Education Society. I am here to welcome you all to this noble ceremony today when the fourth batch outgoing architecture graduates from Masap are being enthroned. Sorry. As fresh graduates, I take this opportunity to congratulate each one of them and their loving parents. And it's much more. Out of this prestigious batch, 6 students have come out laurels to Masap. They are seated here, namely Architect Preeti M.A., who has bagged 3rd rank. Architect Tessa Alexander, 5th rank. Architect Fatima N, 6th rank. Architect Bless Anna Sajan, 8th rank. Architect Sheetal Ajay, 9th rank. And Architect Chitra George, 10th rank. And much more. Please note, they are all lady architects. Please give them a big hand. I congratulate each one of these 6 friends. All of us at Masap and Mangalam Education Society feel excited about them, and I share our happiness on their covetable attainments with their proud parents. Personally, I feel proud to take note of the presence of a galaxy of some of my own beloved senior students in this dais. They are CETians, 3 of them, the chief guest, the guest of honor, and the principal. My dear friends, Mr. Matthew, Mr. Vaiti, as we all call him, and Mr. Jayashankar, who have all traced their professional heights in architecture. Thank God, I am in the midst of my Shishya and Prashishyas, means students of students. Now turning into my responsibility of the day, I welcome each one of you on and off the dais to this August function. I wholeheartedly welcome to this graduation ceremony the young graduates of the day, the brand new architects, their parents, grandparents, and relatives. I congratulate in advance the recipients of the best thesis Award and the Best Outgoing Student Award winners, and I happily welcome them both. Names are yet to be announced, though you may know it. I also welcome our student friends, especially the second years and first years, who were working hard for a week to make this ceremony a grand success. I welcome Dr. Biju Varghese, Chairman and President of this ceremony, to this function. I welcome Architect Matthew Joseph, the Chief Guest, and Architect P. Vaidyanathan, the Guest of Honor, to our midst. I welcome Mrs. Toshma Biju, Chairperson, Dr. Abraham Chettisheri, Director, and Mr. Prakash Matthew, COO, who has helped us a lot in organizing this event, and Professor John T. Varghese, Dean MPA, to this get-together. I also welcome Professor Jayashankar, Professor Jacob Chandi, Professor James Joseph, Architect Sheetal Ajay, Professor Jayashankar, Principal, Professor Jacob Chandi, sorry for the repetition, and other principals and faculty members of Mangalam Group of Institutions. I also welcome my dear faculty members, former faculty members, and support staff of Masap, as well as Mangalam Education Society, to this wonderful morning. Thank you all. Welcome you all once again. Have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Let me invite our beloved Principal Professor Architect J. Shankar J., who devotes his time leading our college, our source of great support and inspiration. It's my proud privilege to welcome the Principal of Masap, Professor Architect J. Shankar J., to present the batch report. Please, sir.
Dear Dr. Biju Varghese, dear Toshma Matthew, dear Matthew Joseph, dear Vaidyanathan, dear Narana sir, dear Jacob Chandi, dear Prakash Thomas Matthew, dear Abraham Chettisheri, and other dignitaries in the dais and in audience. So I am starting with my convocation report, batch report. The fourth batch of Masap commenced their classes from July 5th, 2017. It has been 6 years now. There were 17 girls and 16 boys. 2 more boys came in during their third year. Thus they became a batch of 35 students. Talking about their achievements, they have consistently outshined academically, which is evident from their results. They have also taken part in extracurricular activities and made us proud. They were as well by getting second rank in Corbusier Trophy and special mention for ANDC during their SONASA participation out of all the architectural colleges in Kerala and Tamil Nadu belonging to Zone 6. They work wonderfully as a team every semester, subject-wise, they have had different teammates. This will help them in the long run. Their first architecture design project was a kindergarten for kids below 5 years during their first year, led by architect Jacob Chandi. The site was Masap parking lot during their third semester, led by architect Emil Abraham. It was a dance school which made them question conventional designs for dance schools. Their fourth semester, led by the same faculty, was retirement villas, 16 villas to be exact. In their fifth semester, they had Rojan and Emil with their unique themed boutique hotel. All 35 uniquely themed boutique hotels for a site located alongside Periyar River at Ernakulam. Their sixth semester was headed by myself, Pavan Thomas, Anu Madam, and Sharon. And an architectural college, both PG and UG levels. It was then I was introduced to class during their sixth semester. Unfortunately, due to COVID reasons, the university had to swap their internship 7th and 8th semester with their 9th semester course. So they had their urban housing in 9th semester instead of urban design. The site was located in Vadavathur. They had designed around 100 houses for 3 income groups, LIG, MIG, and HIG. This semester was paired team design at home phase during COVID time. And it was because of COVID, they had multiple juries for better quality works, and it was a success as well. During their training period, many of them got into very reputed firms, both in Kerala and outside Kerala, but we encouraged them to opt for the firms close to their homes considering pandemic. They had 2 juries and dissertation juries during their 1-year training period. After an year of training, jury guide visits for their dissertation. We had them for their most important project, their architectural thesis. It lasted for 8 months. We got them from the period of March to November 2022. They had their ups and downs, mostly downs, but then they came up again. All the 35 students of their batch have passed their architectural thesis and all other semesters architectural design projects as well. And we are proud of them. 26 students cleared and 6 students have ranked in the university as well. The overall class average was 7.3 CGPA. They were eligible for further studies. 6 of them even got into CET last year. It was a tight schedule for them to proceed. They will go for it again. This year, 35 students are, all 35 students are working now. During their course at Masap, they have been taught how efficiently to plan and solve and think critically. And we are gathered here for the same. The success of Masap is the success of our students. I want to say, what you do makes a difference. And you have to decide what kind of difference you want to make. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
It is time to invite a respectable personality who has been pivotal in establishing our prestigious institution. We would like to invite the chairman of Mangalam Group of Institutions, the man behind the wheel who worked for the betterment and high prospects of our institution. Let us welcome Dr. Biju Varghese for the presidential address.
Our distinguished guest of honor, Architect Vaidyanathan, Executive Committee Member of Council of Architecture, Architect Matthew Joseph, Professor K. Narayanan, Architect Jayashankar, Principal Mangalam School of Architecture and Planning, and other dignitaries on and off the dais, members of faculty, my dear students and parents, and our outgoing young architects. Firstly, let me extend our gratitude to the guest of honor, Architect Vaidyanathan and Architect Matthew Joseph, for your great presence in this function. I'm highly privileged and immensely glad to be a part of this wonderful graduation ceremony of the 4th batch of our young architects. Dear young architects, this is to celebrate your achievements. I'm very pleased that your dedication has led to your success. And now you are at the point of graduation. The last 5 years you spent here has brought great changes in your life. It is not easy for you to stop coming to the campus, unable to meet your friends and faculty members, and without the activities of the student life. However, now you belong to a unique group of architects. It has been proven that you are capable of adapting to changing circumstances. You kept going with purpose, focused on earnings, your academic degree, and completing all that was required for you. Your experience is wonderful and powerful. You know that nothing is promised and there is always uncertainty. And you know you have the strength and determination to go on to succeed. Therefore, there are much added pleasures for us all in celebrating your success today. From this day on, you will be forever known as qualified architects, competent to design and sign any project for any body or authority. As we know, a nation's future depends on its human resources. The knowledge, skill, and capacity of its people are essential to its well-being, sustainability, and growth. All countries need writers and philosophers, scientists and artists, engineers, historians, and business people. We need people who have this knowledge. What a country needs now are people who are able to learn, to adapt to change, and to persuade others to do all the same. We need people who can think critically and creatively to solve problems and to innovate. We need people who can build teams, bring consensus, motivate action, and lead. We need people with passion and compassion. These skills are the most important outcome of professional. They are the skills that build the sustainability and well-being of a nation. You have the potential to achieve what is necessary to meet the challenges of the future. Being qualified architects, you have the tools, the knowledge, the skills, the ethical commitment, and the passion to steer through the changes that lie ahead. Therefore, your graduation is not the end. It is a new beginning. You have much more to achieve. And although you are entering a vastly different world from the one you expected 5 years ago, it is a world that needs you more than ever before. I would like to honor all those who have supported you on your professional journey. We are grateful for the wisdom of our nation's leadership. We thank your parents, our faculty, your advisors, mentors, and your friends. All these people had faith in your dreams and potential, and they have all helped you to be here. We are grateful to them all. We also hope that you, in turn, will offer the same service to those who come after you. You are now a member of our alumni, a group of dynamic youngsters who have contributed to the success of Faculty of Architecture through their distinguished career and service, both in employment and in the community. As a member of this alumni, you will be henceforth the representatives and ambassadors of Mangalam School of Architecture and Planning. Your success will secure our reputation. And wherever you go, you have to keep up human values and professional expertise in your career. Now you have completed all requirements of the University and Council of Architecture to receive your graduation in architecture. Therefore, the University and the Council of Architecture have conferred upon each of you a degree leading to Bachelor of Architecture, in short, B.Arch, from the Faculty of Architecture, and all the rights, privilege, and responsibilities that this brings. It is a great moment for each one of you, your teachers, and your dear parents. And I'm sure that you can never forget this moment in your life because you will be known as architects from this time onwards. It is the rarest opportunity given to an individual in life. On this auspicious occasion, I wish you a bright professional life and may God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Within you is the light of 1,000 suns. As sunlight expels the darkness of night, the hard work and blessings bring into our lives happiness and prosperity. For seeking the choicest blessings, I invite our highly regarded chief guest, Architect Matthew Joseph, our guest of honor, Architect Vaidyanathan, Director Professor Architect K. Narayanan, Principal Professor Architect Jai Shankar J., Dean and Design Chair Professor Architect Jacob Chandi, Chairman of Mangalam Group of Institutions Dr. Biju Verghese, Chairperson of Mangalam Group of Institutions Mrs. Toshma Biju Verghese, COO of Mangalam Educational Society Mr. Prakash Thomas Matthew, and the Legal Advisor of Mangalam Group of Institutions Dr. Abraham Chetisheri, to light the lamp and inaugurate this ceremony.
Now, we have the inaugural address by our respected chief guest. I would like to call upon the chief guest, Architect Matthew Joseph, for the inaugural address, before which we would like to enlighten you with a bit from his life's journey. Architect Matthew Joseph, a graduate in physics, completed his B.Arch degree from Department of Architecture, College of Engineering, Trivandrum, in 1985. He started an architectural firm in Mangalam in 1986, along with his life partner, Sarah, who is an architect in the name and style, Masap Matthew and Sarah Architects. He started his practice after winning the Best Design for Podium for His Holiness Pope John Paul II, as issued by Vatican in January 1986. Having an experience of 36 years in the field of professional practice, his firm has handled various projects, including residences, apartments, institutions, religious buildings, hospitals, commercial communication, industry buildings, metro station, hospitality projects, etc. Architect Matthew is a planner, Fellow of Indian Institute of Architects, Associate Member of Indian Institute of Town Planners, and Member of the Indian Green Building Council. Let us welcome Architect Matthew Joseph for the inaugural address.
Thank you. Respected Chairman of Mangalam Group of Institutions, Dr. B.Arch, Director, Professor K. Narayanan, my teacher, Guest of Honor, Professor Architect Vaidyanathan, Principal of the College, Professor J. Jaishankar, Architect Jaishankar, Professor Architect Jacob Chandi, Madam Toshma B.Arch, Dr. Abraham Chetisheri, Mr. Prakash John, other dignitaries of the dais, esteemed faculty, staff, parents of graduates, and dear graduates. It's a joy for me to give this address today and to celebrate your achievements. I am very pleased that your hard work and dedication has led to your success. You have come far. Since your first moments in Mangalam College School of Architecture, when you were hoping simply that you would make it through the first semester of classes. And now, you are at the point of graduation after 5 years of training. However, now you belong to a unique group of young architects who have faced up two essential lessons of life with success. First, you have dealt with uncertainty in your design classes. Second, am I right? Second, you have shown the ability to resilience. The struggles we underwent through the classes, and starting with the teething problems of the architecture, I have experienced. You are blessed with the CET and professors to teach you. I'm happy to see that my professor and teacher is also teaching you, the next generation. A nation's future depends on its human resources. The world is full of conflict, and our horizons are constantly changing, and your horizon is so vast. Keep a positive thinking and do not lose hope. The darkness may fill the night, but wait for the morning light. My professor, Dr. Uman sir, used to say that even though your university education will give you only 5 to 10% of knowledge in architecture, but that gives you a solid foundation for you to succeed and achieve the rest from the practical world. As architects, you have been trained by the faculty to give you a different orientation to your outlooks, a changed visual appreciation and dimensional clarity to your imagination. Let me share a statistical outlook. Well, We have roughly about 30,000 days on this earth, if you long live. You have lived already 8,000 of them. The last 8,000 of them may not be that productive. Still, you have 14,000 left. Let us make sure you use it well. First, do what you love. Nurture your interest. Cater your passions. It is better to be an okay entrepreneur than to be a bad employee. The second thing is to have faith in what you do. Do not waver, be confident. Third, hope for better future. Troubles and obstacles may come. Wait patiently. The world has plenty of dreamers. And what about the architects? We are all dreamers. Yes, while you are busy dreaming, dream about design beyond your simple imagination. Now this is the era of digital architecture and artificial intelligence. I am reminded of a project given by Monash University, Melbourne, to their first semester architecture students to design a shelter with fragmented, failed space shuttle which fell on a deserted place on Earth. See the imagination. Looking back to my profession as an architect, may I recollect 2-3 occasions. The first one regarding investments. You may think that why I am talking about investment first. But unless there is foundation, good foundation and stepping stones, you cannot stand, you cannot run an office. In one of Mangalam's housing development project, Mangalam Towers, a multi-storied apartment project, the chairman, late Mr. M.C. Varghese, father of your present chair, Dr. Biju Varghese, asked me to take one flat as a part of my fee. I was a junior architect, fairly done 10 years of practice at that time. I was a little reluctant, but I agreed. Now it has become a golden investment with more than 10 times of appreciation. Let me give you another example regarding following building rules. Why should we follow? How important is to follow building rules? We need to have a far-sighted vision. Way back in late 1998, we have been entrusted with the design of an apartment, again, project for Mangalam housing developments in Marad, Ernakulam. Though the CRSL rules were proposed by the central government in 1997, this project was started in 1998. Kerala had not strictly implemented it at that time. When we proposed to keep a multi-storied building 60 meters away from the backwater line, as per the CRSL rules, Varghese sir agreed. Even though leaving 60 meters on the riverfront is a loss for the developer. Multi-storied apartments built later on either side of that building has been demolished recently on the grounds of a Supreme Court order, you all know, due to lack of setback as per CRSL norms. This building still stands and now owned by Le Meridien Group. Now I speak about another experience about site checking, measurements, the importance of checking measurements at site. During the construction of a multi-storied apartment building at Waitla, Kochi, before concreting of the raft foundation, checking by all the experts, including the structural engineer, was done. When I too had to make a final check and there was a column missing, just imagine the situation. So I told you about investments, then how important of keeping building bylaws, and then the site visits and checking. Thanks to your parents, faculty, staff, advisors, and friends, all these people had faith in your dreams and potential, and they have all helped you to be here today. A special thanks to my friend Jay Shankar too. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable insights.
Now, I would like to introduce the guest of honor for the day, Architect P. Vaithinathan. Architect P. Vaithinathan from Puducherry graduated from the Department of Architecture, College of Engineering, Trivandrum. He is extensively associated with the Indian Institute of Architects. He has successfully served as chairman of IIA Puducherry Center for 2 consecutive terms. During his term, the center was awarded the Best Center Award for 2 consecutive years. Architect Vaithinathan served as treasurer in Tamil Nadu chapter IIA. He has also been awarded an Outstanding Member Award by the chapter in 2017. He is currently a member of the governing body of the Council of Architecture in New Delhi, who is representing the government of Puducherry in the council. He was the convener of the Manual of Architecture Practice MAP Committee. At present, he is elected as the Executive Committee member COA. Architect Vaithinathan is also a member of the panel of experts and detailed for inspections and an examiner of various professional institutions imparting architecture. He, along with his team, has dealt with various types of important public-funded projects in the regions of the Union Territory of Puducherry, comprising of Karaikal, Mahi, and Yanam. I would kindly like to request Architect P. Vaithinathan to address the gathering.
Thank you. Thank you for your brief introduction. Chief guest of this event, my friend, Architect Matthew Joseph, and Professor Architect K. Narayanan, Director, and Dr. Biju Varghese, Chairman, and other dignitaries, and especially my friend Jay Shankar, Principal of this institution, and other dignitaries on the dais, fellow architects, and VIP of this event, young architects who are graduated and who are going to get graduation today. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you all. See, I was astonished, and the advice given by chief guest, I think he has covered all the points, whatever is needed for you for the future. So I don't want to make another more points as advice, because the young generation doesn't need advice, and they are not for advice taking. So a small, when they say that I am a convener for MAP, I would like to say a few things about MAP. MAP is Manual of Architectural Practice. I was honored being part of MAP committee. I was one of the member. And finally, I was convener to that committee. We had around 70 meetings of every Saturday through Zoom platform. We have not met each other personally, but we had 70 series of meetings. It will start around Saturday around 11 and it will go up to 2 o'clock. And then this manual of practice has been updated to suit the present condition. So I think everybody, these young architects are aware of MAP, Manual of Architectural Practice, and it is of 5 volumes. And if you have any problem or any query, you can directly get into that manual and you will be, I am sure that you can clarify your query. And in manual, we have also given templates to appoint an architect for the project or agreement to be used for the projects. It's all ready reference. You can take that copy and you have to add your, as per your site condition or your project. So it is a hand-holding for all architects. It's not only a hand-holding for architects, but we have detailed for the client also, stakeholders, just like government, semi-government, public sector undertaking, and all others, to appoint architects through competitions. And other various methods were also discussed. So in this junction, I would definitely say that everybody should use this manual. So this launch of manual was 1 year back. We have launched it. And the outreach program we have did in more than 15 cities. Its MAP is not only for guidelines for the architects fraternity, but also for the stakeholders, like, as I said earlier. It also guides clients to get the drawings or the details or the estimation in respective stages. Clear thing has been detailed out. So you can, I request all of you to use this manual. And then to conclude my speech, I would like to tell you a short story. It is regarding our profession. One construction company was there and one mason was there, and he was working there for more than 15 years and he was tired. And he asked his boss that I am going to retire, so you allow me to retire. Then the boss said, no, I am giving you the last project. You please finish it and you go off. So this fellow, this mason was very tired. And for namesake, he has not given his full responsibility or full attention to that project. Somehow he has finished. And he went to the boss and told that, see, as he said, I have finished this project. I am going off. I am going to the retirement. But there was a twist. The boss said, the building which you have constructed is for you only. So this mason was very shocked that because he has not given 100% to that work, somehow he has finished. So I request all of you to take full responsibility in your work or in your assignment so that it will be foolproof. Thank you. I once again thank Professor Narayan sir and the management and Principal Jaishankar for giving me a chance to meet you all in this gathering. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Let me invite architect Sheetala Jay, representing the batch 2022, to address the gathering.
Let me start by a quote by great Mahatma Gandhi. Live as if you were to die tomorrow and learn as if you were to live forever. A very hearty good morning to one and all present here, distinguished guests, faculty members, staffs, parents, and of course, my fellow graduates. To begin with, I thank the Lord Almighty for this moment that would be cherished in our lives forever. Looking back on the 5 years of legacy we've all made together, it is indeed an honor to be standing in front of you, representing the class of 2022, to acknowledge the institution, the faculty members, the staffs who made this day and our learning successful, to acknowledge our beloved family members for their sacrifice and time put into helping us to be what we are now, and of course, to the great memories that we've all shared together. We thank you all. To sum up, the whole 5 years of experience in a 5-minute speech won't be easy. So my aim is to put light on some of the lessons we've learned throughout our bachelor's journey. 6 years ago, on the very same month, I stepped into the campus as the first step towards architecture. New place, new faces, a completely new atmosphere. I was shy, and yes, afraid to even speak. But ironically, I was asked by our beloved principal then to get to know some of my classmates' name. Well, that was some of the last thing that I wanted to do on my very first day, which is to start up a conversation. It was that day that I learned my first lesson that the journey towards architecture is not about being shy or timid, but it's about being bold and courageous. We learned to think widely. We learned not to be confined within the frame of rules, to utilize the opportunities whenever possible, to defend ourselves during juries, and to justify our statements no matter what. And I still remember some of my classmates arguing during juries to prove their statements right. During our group task, case studies, never-ending juries, internships, organizing events and tours, and of course our unforgettable masterpiece of the Theyyam painting, we learned the values of hard work, patience, perseverance, resilience, teamwork, love, and friendship. The eagerness to play games in our campus after each and every class, just like any other kid coming back home from their school, made us realize that you are never too old to feel the child inside you. Our campus became the second home, a place where we played, learned, and lived, where we had spent endless days and sleepless nights. Before winding up, I would like to share a small speech, a small experience actually. It was in a professional practice class that a professor asked us a simple question of who was an architect. Well, I'm pretty sure that my classmates, of course, remember the day. Well, everyone gave fancy answers, but our professor did not seem pleased. And it was then he answered, an architect was simply a person who is registered under the Council of Architecture. Well, we were like, is that all? Was that the answer he wanted? The event seemed to be funny then, but now when I look back, I realize that sometimes the best solutions lies in the simplest of its ways. With these lessons being learned and the moment we lived, I can truly agree upon the quote that I started with, that we lived a life which was forever and we lived a life which we thought would die tomorrow, and we learned as if we were to live forever. Once again, on behalf of the class of 2022, I thank each one of you who worked so hard to put this day together and made this possible. And to you graduates, congratulations guys, we made it.
to the most awaited part of our program, especially for the parents and fresh graduates who are being awarded, the presentation of the certificates. And to do the honor of presenting this year's candidates, I welcome our honorable chief guest, Architect Matthew Joseph. I request all the fresh graduates to please come forward and receive the certificates in the order of being announced.
If in case this graduate is not present here, I request the parents or representative to come forward and receive the certificate on behalf of their ward. Architect Arush Isaac.
Dear graduates, your academic school has recommended you all to receive this award. You completed all the requirements to become an architect.
Architect Adityan Prasad. Architect Akhil V. Raju. Architect Akshay Devdas X. Architect Arya P.S. Architect Chitra George. Architect Dan Jake Burgess. Architect Fatima N. Architect Gautam Raj V. Architect Mohammad Bilal H. Architect Navina Joseph. Architect Omar Ul Farouk. Sheetal Ajay. Architect Sharon Maria Thomas. Architect Simi Rose Sebastian. Architect Tessa Alexander. Architect Vidhu Krishnan B.S. Architect Jess Christie Sam. Architect Kennel Burgess Matthew. Architect Bless Anna Sajan. I request the parent to please come forward to receive their certificate. Parent of Bless Anna Sajan. Bismi MK, Architect Bismi MK. Architect Lakshmi Krishnan S. Architect A. Hasna. That's it. I request the graduates to stand up for the oath-taking ceremony. May I call on our guest of honor, Architect Vaidyanathan, to lead the new graduates in reciting the graduate oath.
You just stand one line, one or two lines, please. Any order, one or two lines, please. Just move, just move.
You can come to these sides. You can be there on the sides.
One or two more. One more.
21.
Or a circle act, less on.
Chill back.
Circle act, you know how to. Very nice. Bye.
Ready?
No, I'll.
Ready?
No.
Stand comfortably.
Please stand comfortably. Comfortable ആയിട്ട് നിൽക്കും. Please, please.
Let's go, sir. Yes. Both we, the graduates of Mangalam School of Architecture and Planning, solemnly swear that we shall blind by our honor to be diligently honest in all our endeavors, that we shall uphold the integrity of our profession and the honor of this institution. We shall be at the service of our society without any reservations. When the knowledge that we have acquired is asked for, we shall respect the hard-won gains of those architects in whose steps we walk. We shall utilize our skills and knowledge for the inclusive and sustainable development and betterment of this world. Thank you.
The tradition of Guru Dakshina acknowledges respect, love, and gratitude. It is a form of reciprocity and exchange between student and teacher. We will now have the giving of Guru Dakshina for our beloved teachers, Professor Architect K. Narayanan and Professor Architect J. Shankar J. Dakshina from Architect Rohan T. May I now request Principal Professor Architect J. Shankar J. to come forward to accept the Guru Dakshina from Architect Tessa Alexander.
Now the time has come for the eagerly awaited moment of the day, the declaration of the awards of excellence. I request Professor Architect James Joseph to declare the awards for the best thesis project and the best outgoing student of March 2022.
Good morning, everyone. It is indeed an honor and privilege to announce the Best Thesis Award and the outgoing students, and also the 6 rank holders out of 10. I think it is a history in MG University you have created, and those who have the first years, the second years, all are sitting here. So it is a challenge for you to come up something greater, a day where we would have all the 10 out of 10. So let me start with my duty. The Best Thesis Award only the 2 awards were not told, and the best thesis award is, yes, Mohammed Bilal, yes. And it was an airport design, taking up an airport as a thesis is a challenge. Now the best outgoing student. I think already Sheetal has told too much how all the 5 years you have gone through and what all struggles you have been through. And the best outgoing student, Preeti M.A. The 6 rank holders of the 10 ranks. The 10th rank, Chitra George. Ajay. Eighth rank plus Anna Sajan. Sixth rank, Fatima N. Fifth, Tessa Alexander. Once again called the best outgoing student, Preeti M.A. for securing 3rd rank also. Thank you all.
Let me now invite the Chief Operating Officer of Mangalam Educational Society, Mr. Prakash Thomas Matthew, who is a source of constant support and encouragement for our institution.
Architect Matthew Joseph, Architect P. Vaidyanathan, Architect K. Narayanan, Architect Jaishankar. Chairman Dr. Biju Varghese, Chairperson Toshma Biju Varghese, Architect Jacob Chandy, Dr. Abraham Chettashiri, പ്രിയ മാതാപിതാക്കളെ, വിദ്യാർത്ഥി സുഹൃത്തുക്കളെ, നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഏവർക്കും എൻ്റെ സ്നേഹവന്ദനം. വളരെ ആധികാരികമായിട്ട് ആർക്കിടെക്ട്സ് ഇവരെ സംബന്ധിച്ച് ശ്രദ്ധിക്കേണ്ട കാര്യങ്ങളും ഇപ്പോഴത്തെ കാലഘട്ടത്തിനനുസരിച്ചിട്ടുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങളെക്കുറിച്ച് വളരെ വിശദമായിട്ട് പ്രഗത്ഭരായിട്ടുള്ള ആർക്കിടെക്ട് മാത്യു, ആർക്കിടെക്ട് വൈദ്യനാഥൻ എന്നിവർ നിങ്ങളുമായിട്ട് സംസാരിച്ചല്ലോ. വർഷങ്ങൾക്ക് മുമ്പ് CRS എന്താണെന്ന് പോലും നമ്മൾ ചിന്തിക്കുന്നതിന് മുമ്പായി CRS കുറിച്ച് ബോധമുണ്ടായിരുന്ന, മനസ്സിലാക്കിയ ഒരു ചെയർമാൻ ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു എന്നുള്ളത് ആർക്കിടെക്ട് മാത്യുവിൽ നിന്നും നമുക്ക് കേൾക്കുവാനിടയായി. പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് മരട് പ്രോജക്റ്റിനെ കുറിച്ച് അദ്ദേഹം പറഞ്ഞത് നിങ്ങൾ കേട്ട് കാണും, മംഗളം പ്രോജക്ട്സിനെ കുറിച്ച്. അതിനുശേഷം വളരെ നാളുകൾക്ക് ശേഷമാണ് ആർക്കിടെക്ട് മാത്യുവിനെ ഇന്നിവിടെ കാണുവാനായിട്ട് സാധിച്ചത്. അതൊരു ഭാഗ്യമായി കരുതുകയാണ്. ഇത്രയും വളരെ വിശദമായ രീതിയിൽ കാര്യങ്ങൾ നിങ്ങളോട് പറഞ്ഞപ്പം ഒരു ആർക്കിടെക്ട്സ് എന്താണെന്ന് എങ്ങനെയാണെന്നൊന്നും പറയാനുള്ള ആധികാരികത എനിക്കില്ല. എന്നാൽ ഒരു കാര്യം നിങ്ങളുമായിട്ട് പങ്കുവെച്ചുകൊണ്ട് ഞാൻ ഇരുന്നോളാം. ഒരു ആർക്കിടെക്റ്റ് ആകണം എന്നാഗ്രഹിച്ച ഒരു മകൻ, അതെൻ്റെ മകൻ്റെ കാര്യമാണ് ഞാൻ നിങ്ങളോട് പറയുന്നത്. 12ാം ക്ലാസ് വിദ്യാഭ്യാസം കഴിഞ്ഞ ശേഷം അദ്ദേഹത്തിന് B.Archന് ചേരണം. അപ്പോൾ അതിനെക്കുറിച്ചൊന്നും അറിയാൻ വയ്യായിരുന്ന സമയത്ത് ആവശ്യമായിട്ടുള്ള വേണ്ട ഉപദേശങ്ങളൊക്കെ തന്നത് ഈ മെസാപ്പ് വർഷങ്ങൾക്ക് മുമ്പ് ആരംഭിക്കുവാൻ ആവശ്യമായ ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് വേണ്ട നിർദ്ദേശങ്ങൾ നൽകിയ നാരായൺ സാറ്, മുൻ CTP വർഗീസ് സാറ്, അദ്ദേഹത്തോടൊപ്പം നമ്മളോട് തോളോട് ചേർന്ന് പ്രവർത്തിച്ച കൊല്ലം TK എഞ്ചിനീയറിംഗ് കോളേജിലെ രാമസ്വാമി സാറിൻ്റെ അഭിപ്രായം തേടി അതനുസരിച്ച് 12ാം ക്ലാസ് കഴിഞ്ഞ ശേഷം, നാറ്റായും കഴിഞ്ഞ ശേഷം ഈ മകന് ഒരു ജോലിക്ക് വേണ്ടി തിരുവനന്തപുരത്ത്, ജോലിയല്ല ഒരു അഡ്മിഷന് വേണ്ടി ഞാൻ ഇദ്ദേഹത്തോടൊപ്പം രാമസ്വാമി സാറിനോടൊപ്പം ട്രിവാൻഡ്രത്തുള്ള കോളേജ് ഓഫ് ആർക്കിടെക്ചറിൻ്റെ ചെയർമാനായിട്ടുള്ള മഹേഷ് സാറിനെ കാണാനായിട്ട് പോയി. അപ്പോൾ അതൊരു ഇൻ്റർവ്യൂ അല്ല, ഒരു ഡിസ്കഷൻ മാത്രമാണ്. ബാക്കിയുള്ള ക്രൈറ്റീരിയസ് എല്ലാം കംപ്ലീറ്റ് ചെയ്താൽ. അപ്പോൾ പ്രഗത്ഭനായിട്ടുള്ള ആർക്കിടെക്ട് മഹേഷ് സാറിനെ കാണാൻ പോകുമ്പോൾ എങ്ങനെയാണ് കാണേണ്ടത് എന്ന് 12ാം ക്ലാസ് ഗ്രാമീണ വിദ്യാഭ്യാസം ലഭിച്ച എൻ്റെ മകന് ഒരു ട്രയൽ എടുത്തു. തലേദിവസം വൈകിട്ട് ആദ്യം കയറുമ്പോൾ സമയ കമീൻ എന്നിട്ട് ഇരിക്കുമ്പോഴേ പറയാം, എല്ലാം പറഞ്ഞാണ് വിട്ടത്. ഞങ്ങളെല്ലാം കൂടെ ഒരുമിച്ചാണ് കയറുന്നത് മുറിയിലേക്ക്. മുറി കയറിയ ശേഷം ആർക്കിടെക്ട് മഹേഷ്, പ്രശസ്തനായ ആർക്കിടെക്ട്, ഒരു ചോദ്യം ചോദിച്ചു, വാട്ട് ഈസ് യുവർ നെയിം? അദ്ദേഹത്തിൻ്റെ മറുപടി, മൈ നെയിം ഈസ് വിപിൻ മാത്യു തോമസ്. അപ്പം തന്നെ അഡ്മിഷൻ പോയി എന്നുള്ളത് എനിക്കതുകൊണ്ട് ഉറപ്പായി. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞപ്പോൾ അദ്ദേഹം ചോദിച്ചു, വാട്ട് ഈസ് യുവർ മാർക്ക്? അദ്ദേഹം മറുപടി എല്ലാം പഠിപ്പിച്ചു വിട്ടതാണ്. അദ്ദേഹത്തിൻ്റെ മറുപടി ഇതാണ്, റിസൾട്ട് വരട്ടെന്നേ അന്നേരം പറയാം. ഞാൻ അവിടെ ഇരുന്ന് ഉരുകി വേർത്തു. വളരെ ദയനീയമായ ഭാവത്തിൽ നമ്മുടെ രാമസ്വാമി സാർ എൻ്റെ മുഖത്തേക്ക് നോക്കി, എല്ലാം കൊണ്ട് കലവടയ്ക്കുകയാണല്ലോ. അടുത്ത ചോദ്യം, ഞാൻ തല കറങ്ങി വീണില്ലെന്നുള്ളേ ഉള്ളൂ. അടുത്ത ചോദ്യം, ഓക്കെ ഐ അഗ്രീഡ് ഡെഫിനറ്റ്ലി, ബട്ട് വാട്ട് ഈസ് അപ്രോക്സിമേറ്റ് മാർക്ക് യു വിൽ ഗെറ്റ്? ഉടനെ അദ്ദേഹത്തിൻ്റെ മറുപടി, 8 മണ്ടയ്ക്ക് കിട്ടും. ഉടനെ മഹേഷ് സാർ എന്നോട് ചോദിച്ചു, വാട്ട് ഈസ് ദിസ് 8 മണ്ട? 8 മണ്ട. അപ്പം ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞു, സാറേ ഞങ്ങളുടെ നാട്ടിലൊക്കെ 8 മണ്ട എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ 8 മണ്ടയ്ക്ക് കിട്ടുമെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ എബവ് 80%. ഓ വെരി ഗുഡ്. വെളിയിലിറങ്ങി അവിടെ വെച്ച് അടിപിടി ഒന്നും നടന്നില്ല. വീട്ടിൽ വന്നു കഴിഞ്ഞ ശേഷമാണ് നടന്നത്. എന്നാൽ എങ്ങനെയോ അദ്ദേഹത്തിന് അവനെ ഇഷ്ടപ്പെട്ടു. 8 മണ്ടയെ പുള്ളിക്ക് ഇഷ്ടപ്പെട്ടു. പുള്ളി ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് അപ്പോയിൻമെൻറ്റ് അഡ്മിഷൻ ലെറ്റർ അയക്കുകയാണ്. വലിയൊരു സംഭവം, 1 കോടി രൂപ ലോട്ടറി അടിക്കുന്നതിനെക്കാട്ടും വലിയ സംഭവമാണ്. അദ്ദേഹത്തെ അവിടെ ചേർത്തു. 1 വർഷം കഴിഞ്ഞ് ഞാൻ ചെന്നപ്പോൾ അവിടെ ഇരുന്ന് കരയാണ്. ചോദിച്ചപ്പോൾ, നിങ്ങളൊക്കെ ആ കാലഘട്ടത്തിൽ കൂടെ കടന്നുപോയവരാ. ചോദിച്ചപ്പോൾ പറഞ്ഞു, എത്ര മോഡൽസ് ഉണ്ടാക്കി കൊടുത്താലും ശരിയല്ല എന്ന് പറയാം. എന്നിട്ട് ഇത് പൊട്ടിച്ച് കളയുക, എന്നിട്ട് വീണ്ടും ഉണ്ടാക്കാൻ പറയുക, വീണ്ടും പൊട്ടിക്കുക, വീണ്ടും ഉണ്ടാക്കുക. 4 മണി വരെ അപ്പേ ഞാൻ ഉണ്ടാക്കിയ സാധനം പോലും ഞങ്ങളുടെ സാറന്മാർക്ക് ആർക്കും ഇഷ്ടപ്പെടുന്നില്ല. അപ്പോൾ ഇതിനകത്ത് എന്തോ കുഴപ്പമുണ്ടല്ലോ. ഒന്നും അറിയാൻ വേണ്ട. ഞാൻ തന്നെ രാമസ്വാമി സാറിനെ വിളിച്ചു. അദ്ദേഹം എന്നോട് പറഞ്ഞു, സുഹൃത്തെ, അതൊരു മോൾഡിങ്ങിൻ്റെ ഭാഗമാണ്. ഒരു ആർക്കിടെക്റ്റിനെ മോൾഡ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് ഇവിടെയാണ് സംഭവിക്കുക. അതായത് നീ ഉണ്ടാക്കി കൊടുക്കുന്നത് അതുപോലെ വെക്കാനല്ല ഒരു ക്ലയൻറ്റ് ഇരിക്കുന്നത്. എത്രയും പ്രാവശ്യം അതിനകത്ത് കറക്ഷൻസ് വീണ്ടും കറക്ഷൻസ് വരുത്തുമ്പോൾ ആണ് ഒരു ഡിസൈൻ ഒരു ക്ലയൻറ്റ് അക്സെപ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. അതിൻ്റെ ഒരു പ്രാഥമികമായ ട്രെയിനിങ് ആയിട്ട് അതിനെ കാണാൻ പറയാൻ പറഞ്ഞു. അപ്പോൾ അത് ഞാനത് പറഞ്ഞ് മനസ്സിലാക്കി കഴിഞ്ഞപ്പോൾ വെരി ഗുഡ്, അദ്ദേഹം മനസ്സിലായി. അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഇടയ്ക്ക് വെച്ച് ഡിസ്കണ്ടിന്യൂ ചെയ്യാനുള്ള ടെൻഡൻസി കൂടുതലുണ്ട്, അതുകൊണ്ട് യു ഹോൾഡ് ഹിം പ്രോപ്പർലി, യു ഹോൾഡ് ഹിം എന്ന് അദ്ദേഹം പറയും. രണ്ടാമത്തെ വർഷം കഴിഞ്ഞ ദിവസം ഞാൻ കാണാൻ ചെന്നപ്പോൾ അദ്ദേഹം ഹാപ്പിയല്ല. ഞാൻ കാണാൻ വണ്ടിയുമായിട്ട് ചെല്ലുമ്പോൾ റബ്ബറും തോട്ടത്തിൽ കൂടി ഇറങ്ങി വരുന്നു. അപ്പം ഞാൻ ചോദിച്ചു, എന്തിനാണ് എനിക്ക് ഫ്രണ്ടിൽ കൂടെ ഇറങ്ങി വന്നാൽ മതിയല്ലോ, റബ്ബറും തോട്ടത്തിൽ കൂടെ എന്തിനാണ് വരുന്നത് എന്ന് ചോദിച്ചു. അപ്പോൾ അവധിക്ക് പോകാൻ നേരം ചേട്ടന്മാർ ഇങ്ങനെ വാതിക്കലിരിക്കും. എന്ന് വെച്ച് പറയടാ, നീ ഏതായാലും പോവല്ലേ, ഇനി വരച്ചോണ്ട് പോരും കുറേ കൂടെ എന്ന് പറയും. അപ്പോൾ അവർക്ക് ചെയ്യേണ്ട ജോലിയുടെ ഞങ്ങൾ ചെയ്യണം, അതുകൊണ്ട് ഞാൻ ഈ റബ്ബറും തോട്ടത്തിൽ കൂടെ വന്നത് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു. അപ്പോൾ അതിനൊരു പരിഹാരം ഉണ്ടാകണമല്ലോ. അതിന് പരിഹാരം കണ്ടെത്തിയത് നമ്മുടെ ജയശങ്കർ സാറിൻ്റെ സഹോദരനായ ജയകുമാർ സാറാണ്. അദ്ദേഹം കാറ്റിൻ്റെ പ്രിൻസിപ്പളാണ്. അപ്പോൾ അവരോട് പറയണം, ചേട്ടൻ്റേത് ഞാൻ വരയ്ക്കാം, എൻ്റേത് ചേട്ടൻ അങ്ങ് വരയ്ക്കാൻ പറഞ്ഞാൽ മതി, അപ്പോൾ പ്രശ്നം തീരുമെന്ന് പറയും. അങ്ങനെ 2 വർഷം ഒരു വിധത്തിൽ കഴിഞ്ഞു. സ്നേഹിതരെ, 3-ാമത്തെ വർഷം ഞാൻ കാണാനായിട്ട് ചെല്ലുമ്പോൾ റബ്ബറും തോട്ടത്തിലേക്ക് നോക്കി നിൽക്കുകയാണ്. അതുവഴിയാണല്ലോ വരുന്നത്. പക്ഷേ ഇദ്ദേഹം ഫ്രണ്ടിൽ നിൽക്കുകയാണ്. നിന്നിട്ട് എന്നോട് പറഞ്ഞു, അപ്പോൾ അകത്തേക്ക് വരാമെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു. അപ്പം ഞാൻ പക്ഷേ റബ്ബറും തോട്ടത്തിൽ കൂടെ അല്ലയോ അകത്തോട്ട് പോകേണ്ടത്, അങ്ങനെയാണല്ലോ നമ്മൾ സാധാരണ പോയി വരുന്നത്. എന്നെ കൈ പിടിച്ച് ഇദ്ദേഹം നേരെ ഇതിനകത്തേക്ക് കയറ്റി കഴിഞ്ഞപ്പോൾ എന്നെ കണ്ടുകൊണ്ട് അവിടെ നിന്ന കുട്ടികളെല്ലാവരും നിരത്തിയിരുന്ന കുട്ടികൾ, അതായത് എല്ലാവരും കാഷ്വലാണല്ലോ, ആർക്കിടെക്ട്സിൻ്റെ ഒരു രീതി നമുക്കറിയാമല്ലോ, ഒന്നും ഫോമലല്ല, അവരെല്ലാം അങ്ങ് എഴുന്നേറ്റു. അപ്പം ഞാൻ കൈ കൂപ്പിയിട്ട് പറഞ്ഞു, താങ്ക് യു, പ്ലീസ് ബി സീറ്റ്, നിങ്ങൾ അവിടെ ഇരുന്നാട്ടെ. ഉടനെ അവൻ എൻ്റെ ചെവി പറഞ്ഞു, അപ്പയെ കണ്ടിട്ടല്ല എഴുന്നേറ്റ്, എന്നെ കണ്ടിട്ടാണ് എഴുന്നേറ്റ്. 8 മണ്ട 3 വർഷം കഴിഞ്ഞപ്പോൾ ഫസ്റ്റ് ഇയേഴ്സിൻ്റെ മെൻറ്ററായി. ഒരു മോൾഡിങ് എപ്രകാരമാണ് നടക്കുന്നതെന്ന് നിങ്ങളോട് എനിക്ക് പറഞ്ഞു തരേണ്ട ആവശ്യമില്ല. നാരായണ സാറിൻ്റെ ദേഷ്യവും ജയശങ്കർ സാറിൻ്റെ ദേഷ്യവും അല്ലെങ്കിൽ സ്നേഹപൂർവ്വമായിട്ടുള്ള വഴക്കുകളും നിർദ്ദേശങ്ങളും ഒക്കെ നമുക്ക് അരോചകമായിട്ട് തോന്നിയേക്കാം. പക്ഷേ നിങ്ങളെ ഇന്ന് നിങ്ങളാക്കിയിരിക്കുന്നത് ഇതിൻ്റെ ഈ ഒരു പ്രവർത്തനത്തിൻ്റെ ഫലമാണെന്നുള്ളത് നിങ്ങൾ ഒരിക്കലും മറന്നു പോകാൻ പാടില്ല. നിങ്ങൾ കൊടുത്ത ഗുരുദക്ഷിണ നിങ്ങൾ കൊടുത്തത് അനുഗ്രഹം വാങ്ങിച്ചുകൊണ്ടാണ് നിങ്ങൾ ഇവിടുന്ന് പോകുന്നത്. ഇന്ന് ഈ മകൻ, എൻ്റെ മകൻ കോളേജിൽ നിന്ന് ഏറ്റവും ബെസ്റ്റ് ഔട്ട് ഗോയിങ് സ്റ്റുഡൻ്റായി വെളിയിൽ പോയി. കൊല്ലം TKM എഞ്ചിനീയറിംഗ് കോളേജിൽ നിന്ന് അർബൻ പ്ലാനിങ്ങിൽ മാസ്റ്റേഴ്സ് നേടി ഇന്ന് തൊടുപുഴയുള്ള ബിൽഡ് നെക്സ്റ്റ് എന്ന സ്ഥാപനത്തിൻ്റെ ലീഡ് ആർക്കിടെക്റ്റായിട്ട് വർക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്നു. നിങ്ങളെ സംബന്ധിച്ചോളം ദൈവം നിങ്ങൾക്ക് തന്നിരിക്കുന്ന അവസരങ്ങളെ നിങ്ങൾ അനുഗ്രഹകരമായി ഉപയോഗിച്ചു. ശാന്തമായി വളരെ ഡിസിപ്ലിൻഡായിട്ടുള്ള കുഞ്ഞുങ്ങളായി നിങ്ങൾ വളർന്നു. നല്ല ശിക്ഷണങ്ങൾ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ലഭിച്ചു. അവരെ നിങ്ങൾ ഭാവിയിലെ നല്ല ആർക്കിടെക്ട്സായിട്ട് നിങ്ങൾ മാറുമെന്നുള്ളതിന് യാതൊരു സംശയവും. അത്രമാത്രം മനോഹരമായ ഒരു മോൾഡിങ് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ലഭിച്ചു എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. പരിമിതികൾക്കുള്ളിൽ നിന്നുകൊണ്ട് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് സാധിച്ചു. ഇന്നാണ് ഇപ്പം നമ്മൾ പുതിയ ബിൽഡിങ്ങിലേക്കൊക്കെ നമ്മൾ മാറിയത്. അന്നത്തെ ആ അവസ്ഥയിൽ ഒക്കെ നിങ്ങളുടെ പരിമിതികൾക്കുള്ളിൽ നിന്നുകൊണ്ട് നിങ്ങൾ പ്രവർത്തിച്ചു. നിങ്ങളെ ഈ പ്രോജക്റ്റിനെ നിയോഗിച്ച മാതാപിതാക്കളെ ഓർത്ത് സന്തോഷിക്കുന്നു. അവരുടെ പ്രതീക്ഷകൾക്കൊത്ത് ഉയരുവാൻ ദൈവം തമ്പുരാൻ നിങ്ങളെ സഹായിക്കട്ടെ എന്ന് പ്രാർത്ഥിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് എല്ലാ ആശംസകളും നിങ്ങൾക്ക് നേർന്നുകൊണ്ട് ഞാൻ എൻ്റെ വാക്കുകൾ ഉപസംഹരിക്കുന്നു. നന്ദി, നമസ്കാരം.
Thank you, sir. Let me invite one of our greatest inspirations, our beloved Dean and Design Chair, Professor Architect Jacob Chandy, who has dedicated his time and presence for our college unconditionally, has been consistently adding his knowledge into our system. A man who doesn't need any further introduction, who is known for his deeds, endeavor, and endless contribution to this institution. It is my proud privilege to welcome the Design Chair of Masap, Professor Architect Jacob Chandy, to present the felicitation speech on behalf of our college.
Thank you. Thank you very much. With the permission of the Chair, I am skipping salutations. Respected dignitaries on and off the dais, my dear students, young architects of the batch of 2017-22, parents and guests. This batch of 2017-22, I had the privilege of teaching and seeing them right from first year to the present. I have seen them mature into responsible citizens, sensitive to the requirements of our profession. Although this batch was laid back by COVID restrictions in their, I think, 6th and 7th and 8th semesters, and also their training period. I had the privilege to be their internal juror to evaluate the thesis work. I had almost 6 or more evaluations, and I should appreciate the students to have matured and oriented to handle built and unbuilt environment. I wish this batch well, and I'm sure they will do some commendable work in their careers ahead. As an architect of 40 years experience, I have a piece of advice to you all. The profession has innumerable opportunities as it comes in different forms and ways. It is actually how you take it. It may come as small as disposing of a few medicine bottles to small furnitures or presenting something digitally. You are all trained to handle it. Never let an opportunity go. They are stepping stones to gain confidence and access to the society. Always stay true to yourself and respect environment, sustainability, and human values, for they will evolve you to form your own ethics, discipline, and values. Never lose an opportunity to travel. Very important. It is from my travel of 30 or 40 years, traveling to almost 79 countries, that I owe up and tell you that never lose an opportunity to travel, for those are moments you will cherish the most and evolve the learning process. With these words, let me once again wish the batch of 2017-22 the very best, and hopefully see all your careers shine in the society. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
It is time for another proud moment for Masapians. Mangalam School of Architecture and Planning is releasing its first issue of college magazine, Muse 1.0. From hearty interviews with practicing architects, teachers, to showcasing talents and achieving heights, the magazine captures all moments of past few months. I now request the chief guest, architect Matthew Joseph, to release the college magazine, Muse 1.0, and hand over the first copy to our guest of honor, architect Vaidyanathan. On behalf of everyone present here, may I call upon Chairperson, Mangalam Group of Institutions, Mrs. Toshma Biju Varghese, for awarding the memento of appreciation to the Chief Guest, Architect Matthew Joseph, and the Guest of Honor, Architect Vaidyanathan, as a token of gratitude and honor. I request Architect Matthew Joseph to come forward and receive the memento. Request Architect Vaidyanathan to come forward and receive the memento.
Now I invite Dr. Abraham Chettisheri, Legal Advisor for Mangalam Group of Institutions, for proposing the vote of thanks.
Esteemed guests on the dais, members of faculty, dear young architects, parents, and ladies and gentlemen. It is deemed to be an auspicious and a thrilling moment for each one of us to witness this great ceremony, celebration. And now we are about to close this program. I'm sure that this day will be marked as the most significant and prominent day in your life. As already mentioned, we need people with passion and compassion. These are really essential skills needed for being a great professional in life. As I understand, a professional or an architect does not have boundaries and limitations in life. His world or professional's world is having no boundaries. As Tagore says, the world is cut into so many fragments by constructing narrow domestic walls. Such boundaries are not there in leading a very successful professional life. Now you are graduated. You be known as architect. But before designing a project, firstly you have to design your life. A person who fails to design your life successfully cannot lead a very successful professional life. Determination is a very essential factor for being a great person. Decision making is also a very important factor. You all might have heard of Steve Harvey. He is by race a Negro, a black man. When he was a very small boy studying in a primary school, maybe in grade 3 or 4, one day his class teacher came to his class and asked all the students sitting in the class, what do you like to be? Last, the teacher came to Steve Harvey, this black, ugly boy. Then he said, I want to be a TV presenter. Not only the teacher, all the students sitting, all the white students sitting in the class, they laughed at him. He was mocked, disgraced, and insulted. But he took it as a challenge. And now he has become a great billionaire, a very famous TV presenter. For 1 hour, he is getting $75,000. Because of the challenge, he embraced such a profession. Because he had such a passion for being a great man, accepting all the challenges in life. Now you have started building up a prestigious career for which you have to be thankful to your parents and teachers. Because they have kept your life, they have modeled your life, and you have become what you are now. Your success will secure our reputation, and wherever you go, you have to keep up professional ethics and the moral lessons that you have learned from your institution. You may have bitter experiences in this institution, as all the students may have, or very sweet experiences. But always you should keep the sweet experiences in your life. But you have to leave the bitter experiences, but you should learn, you should use it as a great lesson. Now it is the time to express our gratitude to each and everybody gathered here to witness this ceremony. The first clap goes to Dr. Biju Varghese, presiding over this function. He is the chairman of Mangalam Group of Education Institutions and the director of Mangalam Publications India Private Limited. On behalf of this gathering, I extend our sincere thanks to our chairman. Next, our chief guest is architect Matthew Joseph, who has been associated with Mangalam for a very long time. From his speech, you have heard of him, what he was when he was very young architect, his experiences, and his project. The first project of Mangalam was designed by him, and thereby, I think he has already declared he was awarded an apartment in the flat. Now he has grown to this level, and he has taken much effort to come over here, especially during this time. On behalf of Mangalam School of Architecture and Planning and Management, I extend our heart thanks to Architect Matthew Joseph. Next, our guest of honor, and he is invited to be the guest of honor of this function. He is Dr. Architect P. Vaidyanathan. He is the Executive Committee member of Council of Architecture and Pondicherry, PWD. He is a veteran architect and plays eminent position among architects in India. By graciously accepting our invitation, he reached here in time and delivered a wonderful speech and a message for us. We are thankful to him. Also, our next club goes to Professor K. Narayanan, who is now functioning as the director of Mangalam School of Architecture and Planning. He was the first principal of our institution. And his motivation and guidance marked the success of all academic and professional programs. On behalf of the function, we are highly thankful to sir. Now, our other architect, distinguished dignitaries dignifying this program, Professor J. Shankar, the principal, Mangalam School of Architecture and Planning. He is designing this program and guiding our academic team. On behalf of this gathering, I extend hearty welcome to thanks to Dr. Architect. Also, Professor Jacob Chandi, he is the dean of our institution and senior architect. He plays a very significant role in molding our young architects. On behalf of this gathering, I extend thanks to Architect Jacob Chandi, sir. Next, Mrs. Toshma Bijuvarigis is here. We are thankful for her presence. Mr. Prakash Thomas Matthew, he is the Chief Operating Officer of Mangalam Group of Institutions. Then many other architects are here, members of faculty. We are thankful to you for your cooperation and support and for making this program such a very wonderful one. And after all, to the young architects, we are highly indebted because you have spent your precious and wonderful 5 years here. And now you are going out as architects, not as a +2 student. And you did all the work assigned to you well, and so that you are getting such a title as architect. We are grateful to you for your cooperation and very studious work here, and also your parents. Wishing you all the best at this moment of time. Once more, I wish you a great professional life. Thank you very much.
I kindly request Professor John T. Varghese, Dean MBA Program, representing the Mangalam schools, to come forward to accept the Guru Dakshina from Architect Chitra George. We have almost come to the end of the ceremony. Let me conclude by wishing you all the wonderful memories that you may cherish all your life, the valuable lessons, professional excellence and compassion to fellow men on the other hand. On behalf of everyone present here, we wish all graduates a glorious career ahead. Congratulations to you all. I now request all of you to rise for the national anthem.